Dealing around 60,000 damage per shot, 14 shots per second, that's more than 800,000 damage per second. I mean, that's a little bit of what you can do with this beauty here, the Bobcat, my perfect Perk Sunbeam Bobcat, my new favorite weapon. I used to be pretty big on the Hydra, the Nocturno, the Silent Spectre, but this one here with these perks for me is just insane. 51% crit hit chance is the key, combined with a high critical hit damage. We have these 3 crit perks on this weapon, making it insanely fun. And yes, I'm going physic damage with it because I only have one, and it's physical damage or energy. And for my gaming needs, I prefer physical damage for all the non-elemental husks out there. So this video here is gonna be about the Bobcat, why I absolutely like it, and how I have decided to play with it. Some like tips and tricks about heroes that you can use to really get the most out of it, and of course some silly but real DPS calculations, also more than just the DPS, also about how you actually like get the crit DPS. The normal DPS is of course the damage times the fire rate, but we also have the critical hit chance and the critical hit damage to take into consideration. And of course we can add the physical damage bonus and the snare bonus to that as well, but those things are like gonna be besides the calculations because it's just really adding to everything. But wow, this weapon here, pretty silly, crazy. What I showed you before was the stats when I was using it with my Outlander. This is my main setup. This is of course not ideal. What you want is something you can go crazy assault weapon damage, putting in the assault damage in the squad bonus, and also selecting a soldier, getting 10% damage there. But that's not all, no. If you select the special forces, you can go crazy damage because you get not just 24, but 48% base weapon additional damage plus the 10%. So that's 58% additional damage with your assault weapons. It is like in itself, that is a crazy amount of damage. And the special forces Banshee or Ramirez is a hero that can help you with that due to the assault damage there. But they also have the war cry, and I don't like the war cry. What you can do with the war cry and a weapon like this is unreal. 55% additional damage and 30% additional attack speed, so you deal more damage and attack faster, which like this is a combining thing. You get both bonuses in one go, giving you a crazy boost to your burst. When you war cry, this gives you around 201% boosted DPS, so about double damage for a short period of time. Absolutely insane. You can take out so much stuff in so little time, and when you have a weapon that just is amazing as like a standalone thing, things just go completely crazy. If you look into your stats on your heroes page, you can see a lot of stuff. What you can see here is that my offense score is 3027. This means that my weapon damage is 3027% higher because of my survivors. So if you're wondering why I'm dealing more damage than perhaps you are, then it is because of my survivors. It is always very important to keep in mind. If we look at the Bobcat now with these like 58% additional assault weapon damage, we can see the DPS has increased to almost 125,000. But if we add these average 94% additional damage from critting, we get 242,000 DPS because we're dealing on average 94% more damage per shot. And the important thing here is that we're critting so often. Like we have a higher chance of critting than not critting, which means that we can really use this for something. It is going to be a stable, reliable additional damage. It's not like once every 10 shots. No, it's going to be happening all the time. But if we go with the new birthday hero or another sergeant, we get a crazy bonus that also increases our assault weapon critical damage by 70%. And if you have a weapon that crits a lot, like what we have here, it goes up to 257% additional damage when you crit. This is additive damage, of course, but it means on average we're going to be doing 131% more damage every shot, bringing our DPS up to 254,000. And of course, We can double this if we are in a Warcry, and this is without headshot damage, it's without the bonus to slowed and snared, and it is without considering the element physics stuff. So it is unreal what you can do when you have this hero option going with additional crit damage on a weapon that crits pretty much all the time, and you can go Warcry with it. You have Soldier that gives you 24% more damage plus 10% more damage. I mean, the damage with this thing here is just unreal. Right here, what I'm showing you guys is taking out an encampment in a random mission. This here is the nature element power level 100 smasher on top of blasters, beehives, all sorts of really crazy things mixed together, and things are just dying. Right now we are unaffected by the Warcry. It was in effect during the start, so we can see things are dying slower now because we are at about normal DPS compared to 200%, but things are still just, I mean, look at the damage we're dealing here. We're dealing like 50,000-60,000 damage sometimes when we're, as you guys can hear, I'm pretty hyped. I'm pretty hyped about this weapon. The cool thing about the Bobcat compared to a lot of the other weapons that I like playing with is that it is super fast firing. It is ideal for shooting on the move. It is pretty stable, so you're pretty much hitting wherever you're shooting, and you can take out pretty much anything with it. I absolutely love this weapon. So anyway guys, that was what I had to share in this video. I hope you enjoyed. As always, thank you very much for watching. If you're new and want to stay tuned, remember to like and subscribe. For now guys, thank you very much for watching.
I know it's a lot to ask.